think we are not discussing geo-economic as much as we should, geo-economics. And in that regard, I think that what Sweden can do, what the European Union can do for Moldova, for Ukraine, as prospective EU members is key presently. And over the past 2 years, not least thanks to the ambassador, the cooperation between Sweden and Moldova has improved a lot. And we are very glad that we can be part of that from the National Board of Trade. And I think we have come quite a long way in terms of both promoting Moldovan exports, imports to Sweden, and that's an important part of our cooperation. But in the long run, equally important, of course, is the support that we can provide and the cooperation we can develop in terms of the process leading towards Moldova's accession to the European Union in due course. That's key to both our countries and for the European Union and for the European continent, and also for the rest of the world in terms of making sure that we uphold the rule of law in international relations and also promote.
We try together to make Moldova a partner, an equal partner to the members of the European Union, to Sweden and to the members. And I would like to talk with you a little bit and to ask you about your vision in terms of preparing Moldova for the EU accession in such a way that our producers, agricultural producers, service producers, being it IT or anyone else, would be ready at the term of integration to become equal part of the single market members.
I think that is a very important task that lies ahead of us. I was very pleased to meet the speaker from your parliament where he visited last year. And I think the discussion with him and his delegation was very important for us when we have tried to develop our way of working with you. And I'm glad to see, to understand that we have come quite a way in terms of defining areas in relation to trading goods and services, chapters in the accession negotiations, where hopefully experts from the National Board of Trade could work and should work and started to work with experts in your administration in order to make sure that the Moldova rules and regulations are brought closer to what is needed in terms of EU accession. And this is also something that we work on very closely in the promotional work in terms of promoting exports from your country to Sweden and the European Union, where it is needed, of course, for exporters, be it in agriculture or in other sectors, to comply with standards, certifications, and what have you that are needed in order to be able to place products on the EU internal market. And from what I've heard and from what I've seen, the first steps in this cooperation have been very successful, and we are very sure it seems evident that it can produce good results fairly rapidly if we continue in the way that we have started. We are very glad that we work with a number of organizations and companies from Moldova hands-on. In the autumn, there will be Moldovan companies at XI-lea, the biggest fair in Paris, dealing with agricultural products and food, and that will be important, we hope, also as a step forward. We are having not only institutionally kind of linked projects with you, we also have educational programs. We are glad to have met a number of your colleagues from Moldova, from your administration, in our Trade Academy activities, where we look at both EU integration and export promotion as topics for what the participants in the programs. So that's another vehicle for bringing us forward. But again, I myself think that developing links, developing close contacts in terms of the burdensome, difficult regulatory steps that have to be taken for Moldova to be able to handle all the chapters that are needed to negotiate and close before becoming. That is where the most important work needs to be done. And I'm glad, as I said before, that we have taken steps that have brought us forward, not least in relation to some chapters on trade in goods and services. I think it will be important that your country, your administration, takes the challenge very, very much hands-on, with a lot of constructive ideas, with the willingness to make sure that there is no misunderstandings in terms of how EU regulations function and how they will function in the future when they are applied in your country. And the more one can do away with questions, differences, and uncertainty that regard, the quicker the process will be. And in a way, it is very much a process in which your country will have to adjust to EU rules and regulations, just as Sweden adjusted to that when we became members now 30 years ago. But it is an adjustment well worth doing, and that is something also which I feel that your country has understood quite well, that even if there will be some difficulties on that road, it is a road worth following, and the goal of becoming a member is worth very, very much in terms of stability, not only economically for your country in the future, but hopefully also politically.